my guitar, yes. Okay, good. All right, Roots of Rock.
I'll play it. Okay. Want me to play it?
Yes.
Wait. 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 Oh, so I should. Oh, okay.
You were just playing it at the house.
So wait. So for C. So like for A minor, it changes. Like I don't play this. I don't play A.
If you read
So
what's there, you can answer your own question. So
So
read
should
what's
I
there, read
keep
what's
it
there,
like
read what's there, read what's there, and if there's something confusing on the page, then we'll address it. But I think the first thing to do is look at the page and see what it's telling you what to do.
is that right?
If you're reading the page, you're going to do it right. But if you're not, if you're trying to do it from memory and you haven't got it right memorized yet, then you're going to do it wrong. Now go back and start over because you did make a mistake. So go ahead and start with your A minor.
Wait, it starts on C though.
Yes, it does.
Is that wrong?
Just play it, tell you.
Oh, I think. Oh, yeah. Is that it?
Yes. Now do the next line.
Oh.
No.
Oh, no. Is it?
You forgot to.
You're not reading. You're not reading. What's next?
Wait. Is that it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing instead of or whatever, but
You forgot the strum.
oh, I just strum it.
If you read, you'll have the answer.
So I just strum it.
If you read, you'll have the answer. Now, you missed a lot of it because you're not reading what's there. I know you know how to read tablature. I know you know how to read tablature. If I asked you what this particular thing is telling you to do, you'd know exactly what it is. But you're doing two things. You're looking at me for approval, and you're trying to do it from memory. If all you did was look at the chart and play what's there, you'd be able to because you do have the ability. But part of it could be, well, I don't know what part of it is. But let's look at the first line again, okay? Now here's one of the things that I gave you a little hint, a little helpful hint was last time was the first two chords are on the middle four strings, and then the last two chords are on the first four strings. So there'd be no confusion if you remember that. Is the C and the A minor are both, you're playing the middle 4 strings. And then the D minor and the G7, you're playing the first 4 strings. Remember what else I said? You don't have to make the full G7, because you're not even playing these 2 strings. So you could just go from D minor and pick these 2 up, and you got your G7. This is an important thing to remember, because you're gonna look for, I call them shortcuts. I don't want you to get the idea that it's cheating. It's not. They're shortcuts. They're just a faster way to get somewhere. And so this is one of those times, a fast way to get there is don't worry about these 2 fingers and these 2 notes, because you're not even playing them. Just go from D minor to G7. Like that.
Wait, do it?
The middle 4 strings for the C and A minor, first 4 strings for the D minor G7.
Wait, this is G7.
Tis.
Tis?
Tis.
Oh, it is.
So do it again. But read while you play, please. Don't look at me.
Both lines?
You don't even have to look at your, yes, both lines. You don't even have to look at your hands, because I know you don't, but.
Wait.
What did I say about G7? Don't worry, just pick up the 2
Yeah.
fingers. Just pick up the 2 fingers.
It's just that?
And it's the same 4 strings as the D minor.
Is that it? Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot to do.
You did, because you're not reading.
I know.
Now those 2 notes you played, is that what you read there?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
Wait.
Before you go back to the C, what are the 2 notes? What are those 2 notes?
Oh, I forgot to go.
And I'd also like you to keep your fingers lined up with your frets. So first finger, 1st fret, second finger, 2nd fret, third finger, 3rd fret.
Like that?
Yeah. So when you're playing these things here, when you're playing this, okay, I want you to keep the fingers lined up at the frets.
Exactly what I told you on that.
Makes life a little simpler. So, all right, obviously you haven't worked on this very much, because had you worked on it, you'd be much better at it, because it's not beyond your ability. But it's obvious you haven't worked on it. So I'd like you to work on it some more at home until you can get it played smoothly, okay? And because you're not only learning a skill, which is arpeggio and finger style, but you're also learning a very useful chord pattern. Just strum it now. I'm gonna play a metronome.
Like, just strum the chord. Like,
Just strum the chords now. 2, go ahead. Now you gotta play to the beat, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4.
like that fast? Or?
No. Dun 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 dun, like that. Dun, dun, dun. Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop.
So we start.
1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Now mix up the strum. There you go. Very good.
Like this?
Awesome. sounding pattern, huh? It's a nice sounding set of chords. It's used in a lot of songs.
This exact pattern.
Just these exact chords in that particular order. But you mixed up the strums, you made it your own, sounded good. You know, and that's what you got to do with stuff. Let's do the open to your Untitled chord progression, please.
Oh no, where is? Wait, I'll do it.
There it is.
Right here.
This.
It's right there.
I know.
All right, now we're gonna mix up the style of this too. First, we're just gonna do it the way it's written. Now, remember, when a chord is the only chord in a measure, it gets 4 beats. When there's 2 chords in the measure, they each get 2. Yeah. So let's not forget that.
So, for example, 4, 2, 2, 4.
So let me demonstrate. First line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do I have to do it like certain speed?
I just counted you in, so you got to play it in the tempo I just counted in. Okay, your chord changes are not keeping with the tempo. So does that mean we got to slow the tempo down? I guess it does for the moment. But that's what you do when you're playing something and you're having trouble with the chord changes. Then slow the tempo down, and so that the chord changes are smooth. You can't go like this. See, it's too uneven. You gotta have your chord changes keeping with the tempo. So we'll slow it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how we do that? 2, 3, 4. Go ahead. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4.
6.
1, 2, 3. You're right. Yes, because it was 2 beats in the other measure too. Keep going.
Here.
Don't look at me, look at your music.
I forgot I would play E flat 9.
Well, E flat 9 is going to be 1/2 step up from D9.
Oh, so here.
Yeah. And back home. Okay. Now let's change it up. You were doing this. So let's do this now. Okay. A bit of a swing. Put a swing to it. Doesn't have to be exactly the way I did it. Put a swing into it now. Again, a tempo at which your chord changes are smooth. But put a swing
It's
into
just
it.
change the strum
You
like
did.
he asked you to do before.
Just change this.
Just change the strum, yeah. I mean, you did a great job on that other thing, so let's see what you can do with this. Hit it,
What
man.
strum should I
There's
Hit it.
no
One.
wrong answer.
Yeah, exactly. Hit it.
There's no wrong
1,
answer.
2, 3, 4.
Like, could I change the strum like quick?
Absolutely.
You can do whatever
Yeah,
you
do
want.
what you want. Do what you want. I don't want you to speed up the tempo to the point where you can't make the chord changes smoothly. But you can do what you want with the strum. But now you see, you didn't make a change in time.
Oh, yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 5. No, 3, 4. You got to look at your music, man. You're missing out on where the changes are.
So I have to go like not. When I go here,
It's 2 beats, and then the diminish is 2 tempo, smooth chord changes.
Like, could I do like, is that fast enough? Or like,
No, it wasn't slow enough because it wasn't a smooth chord change. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, diminish 3, 4. Okay, so you're still going too fast. You can't quite make the changes that quickly. So let's slow it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Again, start it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Read your chart, man.
wait, what is that?
It's the diminished chord. We're here. It gets 4 there, 2 there, and then you change to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Diminished. 4, 1, 2.
My chart.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You got lost? What happens after the C9 to diminish? Where do you go after the diminished? Back to C9 to diminished, we go back to G. Right?
Oh,
Okay.
well, I was confused.
I saw that. It happens. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. G. 1, 2. A minor 7. 2. Well, A minor 7. You gotta be in the 5th fret. You had the right chord, just the wrong fret. Yeah. No minor. Pick up the 2nd finger. There you go.
Oh, mine.
7.
It
Minor
just
7.
says.
It's a minor 7.
It just says A7.
No, see the little slash?
Oh yeah.
A minor 7, that's what that is.
Yeah, because I was like, I usually play A minor 7.
That's A minor
but it's
7, that's what you
saying
want.
A7. So I was just
Good.
reading it wrong.
A minor 7. D, B minor 7. B flat. D9. D13. G. E flat 9. D9. D13. Back to G. Okay. Now what
Wait, how do you play that G again?
I've been doing the abbreviated chords. I know you've been going to the full bar, which is fine, but I don't. I try to keep them all
this?
the same sound. Yeah. All right. So watch what I do to have some fun with this. First, I'll do like a swing thing.
Wait. Didn't you say you made this up?
Yeah.
No, did you?
Yeah, I think Mom was here when he said it, so you don't.
Sounds really good.
Your finger picking.
Yeah. See,
Before he plays the chords, he
mix it all up. A little arpeggio,
yeah.
a little bit of swing, a little bit of just, you know. Now watch the slide up into the 9th. Like that. See, have fun with it. You can change it every time you go through it. so that it doesn't become boring, it doesn't become overly repetitious. Now I want you to use your looper with this too. I was hoping you could get through this chords smoothly from beginning to end so that I could demonstrate a little bit of soloing or improvisation over the top of it.
How do you solo?
Well, and so on. Like, go ahead and play it, but play it slowly. And this is what I want you to do at home.
So like how?
Have you got
it, right? Just play it.
Yeah, like this.
Just do it slowly. Yeah, just the 4/4 count. That's fine.
Like so.
Smooth.
All right, that's fine. That's enough.
You heard him.
So have you worked out how to do a loop on that thing yet?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait, how come?
Okay, here's another way. Do you have a tablet?
Yes, he does.
Okay, it has a voice recorder on it. Just hit voice record, play the chords, and then hit play, and then play over the top of it. But you got to get to where the chords are smooth first. You haven't gotten to that point yet.
At the end of.
We've got loopers that he can play through with the
How come at
backgrounds
the
and
end-
stuff that are looped, but not this.
No.
So you want him to
Yeah,
loop
exactly.
this?
Yeah.
How come at the end you play G, but it is JG?
It's an end. It ends it.
He gets
It could start over or it could end. It could end or it could just start over from there. So that was a good observation. Sometimes I can keep going or sometimes I just end it. And there you are. It doesn't end on D9, it ends on G. Okay?
We're trying to get him to be more focused during practicing. He plays something a couple of times, not continuing it to get perfect, and then goes right to the next thing.
Yeah.
Or
I've said this many times. When you sit down for a practice session, you got to work on one thing.
Yeah.
One thing. Okay?
I'm trying to get it to be like homework.
It is homework.
Yeah.
Now, but at the same note, I don't want it to be
Strict. It's
unfun. I don't want it to be unfun. But sometimes, and you're the one who said this early on. Sometimes you got to do the hard things.
I think you said it first.
No, you said it first. But that's the point. Yeah. Sometimes the thing you're working on gets grueling, and you get tired of it. But you got to keep going. You got to push through it, because as you know, once you get good at that one thing, it feels really good. You go, wow, now I'm cool. So that's how your dad was just telling me, and I'm not surprised. This is very common. This is why I say it over and over and over again. Your practice sessions have got to be one thing. One thing, okay? If I'm working on a new song, and I come to a part in that song that's tricky for me, I don't do any of the other part of the song except that one part. I don't do anything else but that one part. Because if you keep going through the whole thing, or you scatter yourself, then you never get good at the one thing. You want to make the one thing perfect, and then it fits in with everything else. And as you know, it's very rewarding to accomplish that one thing. Mm-hmm. You know that because you've done a lot. You've come a long ways. Roots of Rock. You got to make that perfect. Okay. So two things for you: Roots of Rock and Untitled chord progression. Work on those when I say perfect, I mean to the point where they're second nature to you. You're not thinking about it anymore. And then you can mix it, do what I just did. You can change the strum up, and you can try different things with it because you know where you're going next. Right now, you're clumsy. You're plodding through it. You're missing things. You don't know where you're going next. And it looks like one of the sticking points for you is the diminished chord. So here's what you're going to do. And this is what I do. You're going to go from the C7 to the diminished, C7 to diminished, C7 to diminished, C7. That's all you do until it's no longer a sticking point for you. Because right now it is. You're having trouble going from the C7 to the diminished. So you just got to do just that until that's no longer an issue, and then you can move on. But right now, I can tell you're having trouble going to that diminished. And that diminished chord is is really easy for a person at your skill level. It's not a hard chord. It's just new to you. So you get past the unfamiliarity of it, and voila, it's a new tool in your toolkit.
And focusing on reading and not.
Yeah. Quit trying to do things from memory so quickly. If you read, and play, obviously it will become memorized. Obviously, you'll get to where you, and that's how your repertoire should be. Your repertoire should be memorized. But that only comes from reading it and playing it correctly. Don't try to do it from memory so soon. You're trying to do it from memory way too soon, and you don't know where you're going yet. Read, play what you're reading, and yes, eventually it will be memorized. I mean, that's just natural, and that's our goal, is to know songs. But when you try to do things too quickly from memory, they're too disjointed, and they don't sound right. You got to get them to where you can just read and play, read and play, read and play. Now you have the ability to not look at your hands. You do. You don't have to look at your hands. You can stare at the music, and you can play what you're reading. You've got that ability. So try not to do too much looking down.
You do.
Try not to do too much looking down like this. You're looking down like this. You know, if your fingers are at their assigned places, you should never have to look at this hand, because they're at their assigned places. And I'm doing the first chords are the middle four. The next chords are the top four. I don't have to look down there because they're near their assignments the whole time. Maybe for an unusual chord change, I'll glance down here, sure, but mostly focus on what you're playing and stay in the right place as you're playing or reading. That's all I can say about that. That's all I have to say about that.
I'm just going.
All right, so you'll get it. It's, you know what? I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to the time when you do play this perfectly, and you do play Roots of Rock perfectly, which you have the ability to do, because I want to do more stuff like that, and you're really good. So you need to just, when you get new stuff like this, be determined to make it performance level. Seriously, performance level. Because the next open mic you go to, you and I will play together, and I'm going to have you play what I'm doing.
That'd be cool. Just jamming.
Just jamming, exactly.
Just
jamming.
one time I have to play it.
No, you play.
Yeah, one time for 5 minutes.
Yeah, you
One
just
time
keep,
for 5 minutes.
You just keep looping it through.
Yeah.
Just keep
Like
repeating
that's
it.
Yeah, but mixing up the strum.
How do I know
Mixing
when
up
I
the strum.
stop?
I'll
He'll
tell
tell
you.
you.
I'm the director. I always go, done.
But what if it's
You can't mess up.
like what
When
if
you
you
just jam.
say it on like
When you're jamming,
like when I'm like when you do it at a like
let's work that out at the time.
Yeah.
Get out, somebody else is waiting.
There's no
Roots
messing
of Rock,
up.
Untitled chord progression.
There's no messing up when you're jamming.
No, your dad's right. No messing up when you're jamming.
here's
Jamming is just fun.